So we got the Home Run Derby coming up, and guess what, boys? They are actually redoing how the Home Run Derby is going to be played. Now, if you remember back in 2015, they changed it around, and I like the way they changed it around. They made it to where it's a bracket system, borderline like the March Madness tournament. So you would get your first round, you would have 3 minutes. You get one timeout, and you would get a 425-foot home run. Anything above that would get you an extra 30 seconds. Problem was that players were getting gassed. These are athletes and it is summer. So we can't just all of a sudden, just act like they're, being lazy out there because it is a lot of work. They were just a little fact I didn't realize. And it's one of those things that everybody's an armchair quarterback out there thinks they can do it. The players were averaging about 44 to 45 swings a round. So you times that, if you advance the third round, do the math there. That's a lot of swings. That's almost, a whole series of at-bats in one game. And it really is just for show. So the players decided that they wanted to change it around a little bit. So here's the new rules on how the new format's going to be, and I want to get your guys' opinion on what you guys think of this. So it's going to be 8 hitters, and the top 4 advance. Ties will be broken up by the longest home run in the first round, which is great because this is all about going the long ball. So I like the way the first round goes. They got rid of the 1 versus 8 or 1 versus 7, however it was, which I think is a good idea. So then round 2, it goes back to the bracket style to where it'll be 3 versus 2, 4 versus 1, based off first round home run totals. Still working with us pretty good on this one. Yeah. So the top 2, the final, needless to say, the top 2 will face off. So the way the rules will work for the first and semifinal rounds, you get 3 minutes. Here's where the difference comes in. It's a pitch count, almost ergo the NBA 3-point shootout. You get 40 pitches and 1 timeout. And we can't forget how important that timeout. People start getting gassed midway through. So you get 1 timeout. You get 3 bonus outs. Every swing is a home run or an out in the bonus round. Going back to the 425-foot home run, get you a bonus. But it also, instead of doing it timed, this is a 4th out. So you don't have to worry about the time, is that if you don't get the home run, now you get 3 outs, you get the extra home run. If you get the 425-foot home run, you get a 4th out for your bonus round. Going on further, the second round is 2 minutes, 27 pitches, 1 timeout. Once the same as the bonus rules apply. Once you get to the finals, it's the same rules as the round 2, and it squares itself out. How do you guys, Brandon, I know this is a little bit different. How do you feel about the home run derby changes?
I mean, I think, like you said, the players, they brought a lot of these concerns up, and I think that that's something that is definitely important for the league in general. Like, you gotta, and we're going to talk about this, though, too. Like, you want to kind of spice the All-Star festivities up a little bit, make the home run derby a little bit, not just more entertaining, but also more player-friendly. I think that's something that definitely will help it going forward. I do like the idea of a pitch limit, because then it also, forces people to be like, hey, some guys might get, a pitcher, and they might get somebody that's pitching like 50 times to them in one round, and then another round they're only going to get like 30. So I like the idea of everybody getting the same amount. You got to make the most of what you got, and I think that that's going to definitely, even the playing field, level it a little bit, and make it. I would also say, though, too, more competitive. I will say, like, I've got I've got like last year's stuff pulled up, like the highlights from last year, just pull up to the side. I'm just thinking about Randy Rosenrain versus Vladdy Jr. in that final round, like thinking how gassed Randy was. And I think, honestly, if these rules would have been in place back then, I think he would have had, an even better shot to possibly be Tampa Bay's first home run derby champ.
Yeah, and I think if you go back in history, going back to the gassed aspect of it, let's not forget Josh Hamilton put on arguably the greatest performance of all time and lost because he put 500 home runs in the first 2 rounds or whatever it was. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea here. My guy put on a show, didn't win because he was gassed. It's a lot of work out there. George, what are you thinking about these new rules, man?
I love it, man. I mean, sports is the part of the entertainment business, and at the end of the day, whatever changes that you can make to your sport that's going to be better for the fans, for the crowd, for everybody to be in it, it's ultimate win at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, these players are getting gassed out there. They're hitting so much, getting so many pitches, trying to go so fast on these hits. And it's just like you slow it down a little bit, you give them a little more concentration on each hit, try to get it as long as possible. That's what we want to see, the long ball. And correct. I think it's just better for the sport for sure. At the end of the day, like I said, it's all for the entertainment business. Whatever's going to be better for the fans, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to love it. Yeah, it's going to be a little slower than it was before, but it's all a part of the game. And honestly, just like the All-Star weekend for any sport, it's mainly for the entertainment. It's not for the game itself, who really is going to win, try to be a champion, try to be the divisional winner and all that stuff. No, like All-Star weekend is just the entertainment, the biggest entertainment side of a sport for the fans.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying in here. And, honestly, I think what the new rule changes is going to do is going to make excitement for the final round. These two are supposed to be the best at what they're doing. And whenever they're in there, they're not going to be we keep on using the word gassed. And that is a major thing because it is a lot of work out there. Let's not forget it is summer and this year it's going to be in Texas. And Texas right now is putting on some record numbers of heat. So it's going to be very hot. The thing is that I love about the home run derby as well is these guys really do want to win. And I think that they enjoy having that. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see Shohei Ohtani. He's already announced that he's not going to do it this year for fear of injuring the Tommy John surgery. But that is a legit thing is that these guys have to also consider is that there is injury risk in it. This isn't a normal thing that you're doing. You're not just out there taking BP. Now you're swinging for the fences, and that throws off your timing. It also it throws out a lot of things off. So I think with having the pitch count in there, I think that makes things a lot better. It's going to almost be a quality over quantity kind of thing because they might not be as many, but these are going to be some bomb shots that they're going to be sitting out in the field.
Yeah, and exactly. I think as well one thing I wanted to touch on earlier as well is that these are brought up by the players. I think that's something that's really important because they're the ones out there that are having to take these, like you said, 50 swings per round. You're looking at if you make it all to the finals, you're at 150 at least. Mm-hmm. So, like who better to come up with these rules, I think, than the players that are actually out there participating. And, as somebody that like there's been a few times that I've gotten to take some BP at the Trop. It is not easy trying to hit a baseball 350, 400 feet. Like I take my best swings and I get it like halfway into the outfield. So they got a lot more torque. I'm more of a contact guy, but no, they
get on base, baby. He gets on base.
Hey, Yandy Diaz making a career out of that right now. So you got to shout out that man. Respect. But yeah, no, so you gotta, it takes a lot of force, a lot of torque that you gotta generate. So to be able to do that 150 times in one night in basically 2 hours, how long the broadcast usually is, like it's
let's not forget too, these guys are also warming up and in between rounds, they're still in the batting cage. So really that 150 is just a small number. I mean, it could be closer to 200 if you advance.
Exactly. That's your working set, so to say.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's one of those things too. Is like everybody loves to be, armchair quarterback or everybody's a at-home athlete, but literally just twist for an hour straight, if you will, and see how your body feels after doing that.
Whew.